What's it like being a small YouTuber? Hey, and welcome to this video. This is episode 21, I think now, of my video series where I talk for about 10 minutes every day on a topic, and it's unedited and unscripted, and we'll just see if I can improve at all with my speech. That's the main theme behind this. The plan for this video today is to try and actually actively speak as slowly as I can almost. It's really unnatural feeling when I've spent my entire life speaking at 100 miles an hour, thinking at 100 miles an hour. I sometimes think I'm like one of those, is it a Solarian from Mass Effect, those like bug people. They're very quick. But yeah, in this video, it's my weekly review really. It's a weekend video, so I'm going to review how I've been over the last 3 weeks with this series. Have I actually learned anything? Have I progressed at all in any way? So, and you might notice that I'm using a different microphone for this video. I thought that as I'm at home, I'll just plug my massive microphone into my phone. I've got 2 pop filters, and I can hear myself as I speak, so it's quite helpful. It would be a completely ridiculous setup to take to work because it's, I like to be able to carry everything I need in my pockets, so my tripod, my phone, my microphones. This microphone is giant, and it's got a big heavy stand and all the pop filters and so on and so forth. It would be ridiculous to carry this around, but it does look pretty cool. It's a Blue Yeti microphone. So being a small YouTuber, first off, can I really call myself a YouTuber? I have a number of videos. I actually have some subscribers, some listeners, and I'm eternally grateful for any support I've had so far. I didn't think I'd have any support. Well, not support. I just didn't think anyone would listen to any of these videos when I started. It wasn't the goal to build a big following or any following at all. The goal was just to practice speaking. Can I speak? And put it out on the internet, really, without just falling over my words constantly, getting too embarrassed to continue, that sort of thing. Perhaps I can't really say I am a YouTuber yet, or maybe I never will be one, or maybe it's more like a state of mind. But this reminds me of a talk I listened to once about being a business owner. So there was a talk about starting your own business and being a CEO, something along those lines that I was listening to. And one member in the audience, he described himself as a CEO of his company, and the person giving the talk just berated him basically, because in his company he only had a couple of employees. How can he call himself a CEO? But when asked, it turns out the person giving this talk, this business talk, themselves, they were just an employee. They'd never run a business. They had a degree in some sort of business field, but they had this idea in their mind that in order to call yourself a CEO, you had to be, have a large company of at least X number of employees. But I would argue that person is, of course, a CEO, because they are, running their own business. That must be the definition. So I guess perhaps, myself and others in a similar situation could call ourselves small YouTubers, tiny YouTubers, micro YouTubers perhaps, something along those lines. Now, when I first got started, I thought that things would feel different all of a sudden. Life would feel different. I'd go outside and I'd know, I'm posting videos on the internet. I'm different from people around me. I'd have this secret almost, and it is a secret to me in the sense that I haven't told anybody about this. I haven't told my family. I haven't told my work colleagues, anything along those lines. The only people that know about these videos and this channel are my humble viewers. They're the only ones that I trust with this information. So I thought things would be different. I thought my attitude in life would be different as well, weirdly, all of a sudden. I thought that all that I would think about from then on, once I'd started, is making videos. And in some respect that's true. I do, of course, think about it a lot more than I used to before I started, because I wasn't making any videos then. But I would say that I don't think about it nearly as much as I thought I would, which is probably a healthy attitude towards it, to be honest, because I've got a full-time job. I haven't really got anything else going on in life, but I like the idea of having time to do other things. So let's say something does become successful on the side. Perhaps I do get another job, like another side hustle or something along those lines. I would still need the time outside of my main job to pursue these things. And if it's all taken up by my, content creation, then I guess that would not be very healthy. It would be the point that I'd have to make a choice, and I don't want to have to make that choice. I'm really enjoying making these videos at the moment. Although I will say a few things. I get a bit of the imposter syndrome, in the sense that I enjoy making the videos, I enjoy editing them and posting them, and reading the comments and everything. But as soon as I've posted a video, I'm just constantly thinking, damn, was that any good? What was the point? What did I learn from that? Did I just make it out of an obligation to make this because of this challenge series? But then, is that really a negative? I guess that's a good thing that I am making these. If I didn't have this series, then I guess I would just make one and then give up. But the fact that I am continuously making these videos it's becoming a habit, and that's what I really wanted when I got started, really. That was the goal. And I'm actually going to miss once this series is finished, actually. I have considered extending it just indefinitely, but then I do want to start making regular videos as well, with some editing, some more thought behind them, and so on. But I have been considering making some shorts instead afterwards, perhaps a daily short on my opinions on things, on thoughts that I've had, a couple of minutes, maybe. Is it 3 minutes that a short can be maximum? I don't know. On my secret alternative channel, my cooking channel, I find that most of the time people only watch the first 20 seconds of a short. So either my shorts are incredibly boring, my cooking, or that's the average attention span of a shorts viewer. If you yourself make shorts, it'd be interesting to hear your analytics. Are people watching the entire short, or is it just the first half or something along those lines? The analytics I'm finding are really fascinating, like the demographics of the people watching the videos, where people come from to see my videos in particular, how much they watch, that sort of thing. It's really, really quite interesting, particularly as a scientist. Data collection is a big thing and in my field. Okay, so I think I've covered that topic. I need to start. Well, here's another thing I've realized as a YouTuber is I can't really remember some of the things I've talked about in the past. I have all these conversations in my head, in the sense that what I plan on saying in a video, then I make the video, but then I can't really remember what I said in the video versus my headcanon for the video, so that's a bit of a strange one. And at work, no one's aware of what I'm up to, like I said, so it's quite nice having this secret almost that, from everyone's perspective, I'm just this loner who just doesn't do anything in his spare time. People are sort of aware that perhaps I play video games, but they're aware, they know that I just stay in the city I live in. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything interesting. They're aware that I don't drink anymore. I don't think they were aware that I had that crippling alcohol addiction, but, I guess I was hiding it pretty well then. That'll be an interesting thing to talk about. But where do I go from here? It's coming up to the final week of this video series. This is episode 21, and I guess that means there are 9 episodes left. But in a week's time, it'll be the final weekend. Then there'll be a few closing off episodes. So what I really need to do now is my plan from the start. So I've been going on and off script with this guide that I found on the channel that I always link in the description. I think that this person is very, very good at speaking, and you can see where they started, how they developed, and so on. And they shared their guide. So I've gone off guide, on guide. Most of the time I just make the topic up in the morning while I'm walking to work, or if it's a Sunday, it's always a review episode. But from now on, what I want to do is feed all of my transcripts. So for every episode, I've generated a transcript, feed them into AI, and try and get it to come up with 5 topics that it thinks that I would do well in talking about, or maybe even that I wouldn't do well in talking about. It's just the concept that I need to talk about things, and that I haven't just come up with myself, just spontaneously. And it could be completely random, perhaps. It could not be. It could be something that's perfect for me to talk about, as long as I'm not repeating myself. Like if it comes up with episode 22, why am I doing this? Then that might be an argument that the AI isn't really suitable for this, but it must come up with something, so I'm quite interested to see. And I believe that AI would be a useful way to get feedback on some of these videos. Like, I would like to hear some feedback on my speaking from perhaps someone who's got experience in this, but I don't want to pay for it, basically. That's the downside. And where I work, we get free licenses to the various AI softwares. I don't know if the IT department can actually see what I'm doing with the AI, but I don't think they can be bothered. Like, they're too busy fixing the low-level problems that people seem to have. Like, if you've ever seen the IT crowd, it's like, turn the computer off and on again. Have you tried that? Reinstall it. Have you tried that? They're not going to see what I'm up to. Like, let's randomly check the logs for what this employee has been doing with AI. Oh, well, look, they're doing some sort of YouTube channel. I don't think that's very likely. But anyway, I digress. But hopefully the audio came out okay for this. Hopefully I didn't speak too quickly. I do feel as though I'm speaking quickly again. It always starts slow and then I accelerate along the way. But thank you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow.